If you love the NASCAR Truck Series as it is right now, I say cherish it. Cherish every single moment. Every single lap of every single race until that checkered flag flies in Phoenix. Because with this move, NASCAR potentially just broke a racing series that in no way, shape, or form needed to be fixed. I think it's clear that there aren't too many problems regarding the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. It consistently produces a great racing product in areas where the Cup and Xfinity Series has failed. It is a series that has a ton of parity, so much so that Kyle Busch Motorsports and ThorSport are the only two competitive teams that have raced longer than 10 years. Outside of more races and maybe a bit of a schedule shakeup, there's no need for change. However, NASCAR last week made a big announcement for a big change. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this right here. This is potentially the biggest change coming to the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series in its entire 26-year history. Starting next year, NASCAR will allow Chevrolet, Ford, and Toyota to create some model identity. Previously, where the three shared a similar fascia, now each manufacturer will get to customize the front nose and the A-post based on the street Silverado, F-150, and Tundra respectively. John Probst, NASCAR's Senior Vice President of Innovation and Racing Development, stated one of the ways to do that is to have the products on the racetrack more accurately reflect what's available in the showroom. I think you'll see a lot more characteristics of the production trucks in the trucks that you see on track in 2022. Now, I do want to say it is important that the vehicles that race in NASCAR resemble the ones that are on the road. After all, one of the core NASCAR fundamentals is win on Sunday, sell on Monday. Or in the case of the Truck Series, win on Friday night, sell the first thing Saturday morning. And looking at the Toyota and Ford models, you will know that this is the brand new Toyota Tundra or the brand new F-150. I also assume the Chevrolet Silverado will stand out, potentially outdoing the one from this year. And that right there is where the positives run dry. If you love the NASCAR Truck Series as it is right now, I say cherish it. Cherish every single moment. Every single lap of every single race until that checkered flag flies in Phoenix. Because with this move, NASCAR potentially just broke a racing series that in no way, shape, or form needed to be fixed. If you recall the last time NASCAR sought to bring back brand identity in a big way, it was with the Gen 6 car for the Cup Series. While the cars looked like stock cars again, the racing product did not live up to the hype, with the only extraordinary years of the first half of Gen 6 being 2014 and bits and pieces of 2016, I'd say. Then things got worse whenever the manufacturers started redesigning their cars, particularly the front nose, to try to gain an aero advantage, creating what I call the Great Aero Wars of the late 2010s. Toyota completely redesigned their Camry to have a more pointed out nose, and it was well shown that the engineers, the designers at Toyota, they hit the aerodynamic jackpot from 2017 to 2019. In response, Chevrolet tried something similar in 2018 with the pointed nose Camaro, which flopped absolutely hard. Even the engineers at Hendrick Motorsports, some of the best in the world, could not figure out this car. And as a result, HMS, Ganassi, and RCR, they could not do anything aero-wise to counter the flawed design, the flawed front of this car, with the model winning just 11 of its 72 races run. So with all three manufacturers just a few years removed from this era, I think they all see the massive opportunity this move creates. And I give it 1 to 2 years before manufacturers are going to take into account aerodynamic advantages when designing the new F-150s, Tundras, and Silverados. Thus, the racing product, it is going to change in some massive ways going forward. Chances are there will be a Truck Series Aero Wars, and in that war, one manufacturer is going to hit the aerodynamics perfectly, and then another one is going to fail miserably, and they are going to struggle mightily. For the manufacturer that misses it, let's say it's Chevrolet again. The talent of a guy like Zane Smith on a team like GMS, it isn't going to matter, because at the end of the day, it's going to be hard to get over a flawed design, particularly with the nose having bad aerodynamics. But even if Chevrolet, Ford, or Toyota, they have bad aerodynamics with this new body design, at the end of the day, the teams that have the upgraded models, the upgraded design, are still going to do better, much better than the ones that don't. After all, you have to take into consideration these changes are optional. Chances are there are going to be some teams that cannot afford to make these changes, and they are going to be left in the dust by the top Chevrolet, Ford, and Toyota teams that can afford these new body modifications. New teams are going to have a lot harder time busting onto the scene and excelling in the truck series, trading paint with Kyle Busch Motorsports, ThorSport, and GMS. That right there is one aspect. But then there's another aspect of a team like Hattori, Halmar, or even Nice Motorsports that cannot afford to make these changes, and they might, at the end of the day, get left in the dust. So with this move, it's safe to say the big winners are going to be Ford, Toyota, and Chevrolet, as they are going to sell a lot of trucks with just the way these vehicles are going to look on the racetrack. But as for the ones holding the L, it is likely going to be you, it is likely going to be me, and a majority of the truck loyalists. The ones that watch Skinner, Hornaday, Sprague, Bodine, Crafton, and Sutter rise to the occasion through pure driver skill. Now, I don't see changes happening immediately, as I expect at the beginning of 2022 at least, there's still going to be a lot of newness with these brand new bodies. And to an extent, you're still going to have the Ilmar 550 engine to keep things tight. But with the new aero changes coming to the NASCAR Truck Series, I think that this series is going to look drastically different in 2023, 2024, 2025, and well into the future. I honestly fear that NASCAR just ruined the novelty and the uniqueness of the Truck Series, and in the process, they just adopted a lot of the issues that the Cup Series and the Xfinity Series has had to deal with for years in terms of bad aerodynamics. I am genuinely concerned for the future of the NASCAR Truck Series. So anyways, this is NRF signing out, and just remember, life's a beach and then you drive.